If your Excel table keeps fixing your formatting, you're not imagining it. You change a font, remove a color, adjust borders, and then Excel quietly puts the old look back. That's table auto-formatting doing its job, even when it's not what you want. The good news is you can stop it, or you can control it so it behaves predictably. In this walkthrough, you'll learn the few settings that cause most of the frustration. You'll also learn which changes are safe and which ones Excel will try to override. We'll cover the difference between a normal range and an official Excel table, because that's where the rules change. Then we'll lock down your preferred style, without breaking sorting, filtering, or structured references. By the end, you'll know exactly why the style keeps coming back, and how to make your formatting stick. Next step. First, it helps to name the problem precisely. Excel has 3 different formatting engines that can overlap. One is direct formatting, like manually setting a fill color. Another is conditional formatting, which applies styles based on rules. The third is the table style system, which applies a theme to the entire table and specific parts like header row, total row, and banded rows. When you convert a range into a table, Excel starts prioritizing the table style system. That's why your manual tweaks can appear to vanish after you sort, add a row, refresh data, or even just type into a new column. Excel is trying to keep the table consistent. Consistency is great until you want a custom look. The key is to decide which system should be in charge. If you want full manual control, you may disable or remove the table style influence. If you want consistency, you customize the table style instead of fighting it. Next step. Next, confirm whether you're working in an Excel table or just a normal range. A table has built-in filters, structured references, and it automatically expands when you type next to it. That auto-expansion is one of the biggest triggers for reapplying formatting. When a new row is added, Excel copies the table style pattern into that row. Same with new columns. If you're not sure, click inside the data and look for the table-specific ribbon tab. If that tab exists, you're in a table. If it doesn't, you're in a range. This matters because the fix depends on your intent. Tables are excellent for analysis, formulas, and consistent data entry. But if your priority is pixel-perfect manual formatting, a normal range is often easier. You can still filter and sort a range, but you lose some automatic table features. So first, decide, do you want table behavior or do you want full formatting freedom? Next step. If you want to keep the table, the cleanest approach is to control the table style instead of constantly reformatting cells. Table styles are built from parts: header row, first column, last column, banded rows, banded columns, and total row are the common ones. When a part is enabled, Excel applies that part's formatting consistently. So if banded rows keep coming back, it's usually because banded rows is turned on. If the header formatting keeps reappearing, it's because header row is active and the style defines it. The fix is simple. Either toggle the parts you don't want or choose a style that's closer to your desired look. Then, if you need a custom design, you create a new table style based on an existing one. That way, Excel's consistency works for you, not against you. Next step. Let's talk about the most common annoyance, banded rows. You remove the alternating shading, and then it returns when you add data. That happens because banding is not a color you painted. It's a style rule that applies to the table's row stripes. If you want no banding, you have 2 reliable options. Option 1 is to turn off banded rows in the table options. That removes the banding behavior entirely. Option 2 is to keep banded rows on, but redefine the banded row formats to be identical. For example, set both stripe formats to white fill with no borders. Then, the banding exists, but it's visually neutral. The second approach is useful if you like the idea of banding later, or if your organization expects tables to use a standard style. Either way, you stop fighting the automatic reapplication by changing the rule that causes it. Next step. Another frequent issue is the header row. You might want a plain header, but Excel keeps restoring bold text, a fill color, or a thick bottom border. Again, that's the table style's header row definition. If you truly don't want a styled header, you can toggle off header row. But be careful. Turning it off also removes the special header behavior. and Excel may treat the first row as data. A better approach is usually to keep header row on, but edit the style so the header looks the way you want. For example, remove the fill, set the font to regular weight, and use a subtle border. This keeps filtering and column naming stable. Also, watch for a second layer. Conditional formatting can target the header row too, especially in templates. If the header keeps changing even after you adjust the table style, check for conditional formatting rules that apply to the top row of the table. Next step. Now let's address the setting that surprises people. Excel can automatically apply formatting to new rows and columns. This is separate from the table style itself. When it's enabled, Excel tries to extend patterns, like borders, number formats, and shading. That can feel like Excel is ignoring your choices. If you want more manual control, you can turn off the option that extends formats and formulas. The trade-off is that you may need to format new rows yourself, and formulas may not autofill as often. For many people, that's worth it. The key is to choose intentionally. If your workbook is used for data entry by many people, auto extension can prevent messy inconsistency. If it's a reporting workbook where layout matters, turning it off can prevent Excel from helping in the wrong way. Once you set it, your table becomes much more predictable when it grows. Next step. If you've ever had Excel convert a typed range into a table automatically, that's another auto-formatting trigger. When Excel auto-creates a table, it immediately applies a table style, banding, and header formatting. If you don't want that behavior, disable automatic table creation. Then you can decide when a range becomes a table, instead of Excel deciding for you. This is especially important in templates, where one accidental paste can turn a clean range into a styled table that keeps reformatting itself. The practical workflow is, keep auto-conversion off, build your range and formatting, and only convert to a table when you actually need table features like structured references or automatic expansion. That way, formatting is driven by your design, not by Excel's default style choice. It's a small setting, but it prevents a lot of "why did everything change" moments. Next step. Sometimes the real culprit isn't the table style at all. It's conditional formatting. Conditional formatting has its own priority order, and it can override fills, font colors, and icons, even when you think you've set a table style. The giveaway is when formatting changes based on values, or when only some rows behave strangely. Another clue is when your manual format sticks until you recalculate, refresh, or paste new values. The fix is to review the conditional formatting rules and their scope. Make sure rules apply to the intended columns, not the entire table. Also check rule order and whether stop if true is used. For tables, it's often better to write conditional formatting rules that reference the table columns cleanly, so the rules expand with the table without accidentally covering headers or totals. Once conditional formatting is tidy, table styles become much easier to manage. Next step. Let's get practical. If you want a custom look that never fights you, create a custom table style. Start from a style that's close, then modify only the parts you care about. Keep the design simple. Define the whole table first, then header row, then banded rows if you use them. If you use a total row, format it too, because Excel treats it as a separate part. The advantage is huge. Every time the table expands, the new cells inherit your approved design. No more manual attaching. This also helps across multiple tables because you can apply the same custom style consistently. One caution: custom styles can be workbook specific. If you copy a table into a new workbook, the style may not come along unless you copy the style or the table correctly. If you work with shared templates, store the style in the template file, so it's always available. Next step. If you're thinking, I don't even want a table, that's a valid choice. You can convert the table back to a normal range. When you do, the data stays and the current formatting usually stays, but the automatic table behavior stops. That means no more table style reapplication and no more automatic expansion. The trade-off is you lose structured references and some formula behaviors change. Filters can still be applied, but they're not tied to a table object anymore. This is often the best option for dashboards or print-ready reports, where layout control matters more than table features. Before converting, check whether any formulas use structured references like table name, column. If they do, you'll need to rewrite them to normal cell references, or keep the table. Converting is not wrong. It's just choosing a simpler behavior model. Next step. Another subtle cause of formatting surprises is the workbook theme. Table styles often draw colors from the theme palette, not fixed RGB colors. If the theme changes, table colors can shift even though the style name stays the same. That can look like Excel randomly restyled your table. If consistent branding matters, set the theme intentionally and avoid frequent theme changes. Also consider whether you're using built-in table styles that reference theme accents heavily. A custom table style can use theme colors or explicit colors. Theme colors are flexible across documents, but they change with the theme. Explicit colors are stable, but they may not match a new brand palette automatically. Neither is better. It depends on whether you want portability or strict consistency. If you're sharing files across teams, theme-based styles can reduce mismatches, as long as everyone uses the same theme. Next step. Here's a quick troubleshooting checklist when formatting keeps coming back. First, confirm it's a table, not a range. Second, check which table style is applied and which style parts are enabled, especially banded rows and header row. Third, check Excel's auto-extension options for formats and formulas. Fourth, inspect conditional formatting rules and their scope. Fifth, consider whether a theme change is affecting colors. And finally, decide on a strategy. Either embrace the table style system by creating a custom style or exit the system by converting to a range. Once you pick a strategy, the problem usually disappears. The frustration comes from mixing strategies, like trying to manually paint over a style rule that keeps reasserting itself. Excel isn't being stubborn, it's being consistent with its rules. Your job is to put the right rule in charge and remove the ones you don't want. Next step. To wrap up, you have two solid paths. If you like tables, stop battling them and make the table style match your intended design. Toggle the parts you don't want and build a custom style so new rows behave perfectly. If you don't need table features, convert to a range and keep full manual formatting control. Either way, the goal is the same: predictable formatting that doesn't change when your data changes. If you want one simple rule to remember, it's this: when formatting mysteriously returns, it's usually not mysterious. It's a rule: table style, auto-extension, conditional formatting, or theme. Use that as your diagnostic map and you'll fix the issue in minutes, instead of wrestling with it for hours. If this helped, subscribe for more Excel workflows that reduce friction. And comment with your preference. Do you keep tables and customized styles? I'm always testing new ways to work smarter. Subscribe to see what workflow I'm breaking down next.